Welcome to Psychology Pathways with Sweetling, where we guide future registered counselors one pathway at a time. My name is Sithakgele Ledwaba, and I am so glad that you're here. Let's begin. Hi there, hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are amazing. Welcome to our first video for this channel where we talk all things registered counseling with a specific focus on the BPsych equivalent program or even the Postgraduate Diploma in Psychological Counseling, both leading to HPCSA registration. So if that's you or if that's what you're looking for, then definitely stay tuned to this channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you can stay updated every time we drop a video. Also, please don't forget to like the video and leave a comment in the comment section below. Let's get started. Have you ever dreamt of studying psychology or even becoming an HPCSA registered counselor in South Africa, but didn't know where to get started? Well, you've come to the right place. We are going to be talking about registering with the HPCSA in South Africa, specifically registering to become a registered counselor. We're going to talk about what is a registered counselor, how to become a registered counselor, what role registered counselors play within the mental health space in South Africa. Alright, so before we get started, I'd like to introduce myself first. My name is Sithakgele Ledwaba and I'm an HPCSA Student Registered Counsellor. I am currently completing my Bachelor of Social Science Honours in Psychology, BPsych equivalent, at the South African College of Applied Psychology. So you're probably wondering, how did I find out about registered counselling? So in my journey to becoming a psychology student, had a lot of hurdles throughout that. Think I'll share that story another day. But I one day found myself at the counselling offices at the Nelson Mandela University, which is where I was doing my undergrad, which was the Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. I found myself at the counselling offices and I wanted to see a mental health professional. Because at the time I was applying to change courses, I wanted to be sure that going into psychology is the right path for me to take. So I went to go get some career counseling at the counseling offices, and I was fortunate enough to be assigned a registered counselor at the time. And that is when I found out about registered counseling in South Africa. This lovely registered counselor actually shared what she does, what her role is as a registered counselor. And I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I want to do. Yes, I had known about clinical psychologists, educational psychologists. Which other psychologists did I know about? I think those were the two different disciplines of psychology that I knew about going into psychology. And I just thought that I was going to go into clinical psychology when I've decide to go into masters. But then I found out about registered counseling and I was like, I think this is more fitting for me, and maybe this is a role that I could get into one day. So I started doing my research and I found out that at NMU at the time, they actually had registered counseling, but you needed to start with your undergrad, which is your BA in psychology, and then in your third year, only then could you get into the BPsych, which was the Bachelor of Psychology, and then you graduate with the Bachelor of Psychology. And I told myself, that's definitely what I'm going to do. I am going to work very hard, and in my third year, I am going to apply to get into the Bachelor of Psychology so that I can graduate with the Bachelor of Psychology and hopefully write my board exams and register with the HPCSA. But soon after I completed, while I was in my second year, we were then told that the Bachelor of Psychology at the Nelson Mandela University has been discontinued at that time, so we would not be able to apply to get into the Bachelor of Psychology. My heart broke because I was like, I want to become a registered counselor. This is what I want to do. But yeah, lo and behold, I did my research and I found out that there is other programs that I could get into that could allow me to become a registered counsellor in South Africa, which were the BPsych equivalent. So, which is the program that I'm currently registered in. And the other one that I found was the Postgraduate Diploma in Psychological Counselling, which is currently offered at the University of KwaZulu-Natal. So I completed my undergrad in 2024, and as soon as I completed my undergrad in 2024, I then decided to apply for the BPsych equivalent program at SACAP, because also I wanted to be closer to home. So applying at the Pretoria campus was the number one option for me. So I applied, lo and behold, got called for the selection week, and got through the selection week, and I got into the program, and we are here today. So you're probably wondering, why did I decide to start Psychology Pathways with Sweetling? So throughout that journey, I realized that there wasn't enough information online, or there wasn't a lot of information online with regards to registered counselling, but also more so the BPsych equivalent program. Now, we all know, if you're studying psychology, you know how difficult it is to become a professional within the field. You know how difficult it is to get into honors. You know how difficult it is to get into masters. So when I was applying for the BPsych equivalent program, I looked for information about the program, and I couldn't really find much out there. I also looked for anything that I could use in order to prepare for applications into the BPsych equivalent program, because I knew that I would have to apply. I had an idea that there's selection week, there's all of that, but I didn't know how to prepare myself for the selections. I didn't know how to even prepare myself for the applications themselves. So then when I was deciding on a community project within my current qualification that I'm completing, I was like, what can I do? And I realized that this is what I wanted to do, because when I was researching, there wasn't that much out there about registered counselling, but in particular about the BPsych equivalent program. And I was like, why don't I become the person to actually bring the information to everybody that's looking for the information? So that is how Psychology Pathways with Sweetling was actually birthed. All right, so I have my computer here. I hope it's not disturbing you. But on this computer, I have all of my notes that I have written down about this video. All right, so some of the questions that I had when I was applying for the BPsych equivalent program was, where do I start? Which university should I apply to? What does a registered counsellor actually do? Surely if I want to get into the field, I need to know what role they play. And how do I prepare for interviews? How do I prepare for selection week? What can I expect during my studies, as well as the 6 months practicum? So that is the reason why I then created Psychology Pathways with Sweetling, because we are going to be answering these questions. So this platform is dedicated to supporting psychology students as well as future registered counselors by providing practical guidance, educational resources, interviews with professionals, workshops, as well as honest conversations about the psychology journey. Whether you're still in high school or completing your undergraduate studies, or even preparing your application, or even simply exploring psychology as a career, I hope this platform becomes a trusted resource for you. What you can expect on this platform is you can expect educational videos, you can expect interviews with students, so current students, graduates, lecturers, and even other registered counselors. You can also expect application guidance, workshops, career information, mental health education, as well as practical tips for success into becoming a registered counselor. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, I'd love for you to join our growing community. You can do this by liking this video, hitting the subscribe button, as well as hitting that notification bell so that you can stay up to date with all things Psychology Pathways with Sweetling. Please also do go and follow us on our other social media platforms. We are on Instagram, we are on TikTok, and we are on Facebook as well. If you want to stay up to date with all things Psychology Pathways with Sweetling, then you definitely need to go and follow us on our other social media platforms as well. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And always remember that each psychology journey begins with one step. Thank you so much for deciding to take yours with Psychology Pathways with Sweetling. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.